And then there comes the point. Hey, hi, hello everybody, welcome back to my channel. Today I wanted to talk to you guys about common beauty mistakes. Now, these are mistakes that you guys might even not know are mistakes, you might not realize that you're making them, but most of us have made at least one of these at some point in our lives. So the first mistake that I have to mention is over exfoliating your skin. And what I mean by over exfoliation is using scrubs too often, using chemical exfoliation too often, using a lot of products that have exfoliation in them. And so this is something that a lot of us don't realize that we're doing. When it comes to physical exfoliation, those are the scrubby type products that have little beads in them. Those I personally don't love, but if you are going to be using them, use them a maximum amount of 1 to 2 times per week, in my opinion. Some people use scrubs every single day, and it blows my mind how their skin is still on their face. It really does. And then when it comes to chemical exfoliation, these are things like AHA, BHA, PHA. There's some new type of chemical exfoliation that I don't know the name of, but it's another HA ending. But these are all hydroxy acids. They're acids, essentially, that you're putting on your skin. And these can be used up to every other day, but you have to work yourself up to be able to use things like that. And also, it's dose dependent. So if you're using a 30% AHA, say like the ordinary 30% AHA plus 2% BHA peeling solution, don't use that on your skin every day, please, and thank you. Also, if you're going to use a chemical exfoliation, I wouldn't recommend mixing that with a physical exfoliation. And another thing is, make sure that you're only using a couple products that have chemical exfoliation in them. So some moisturizers have it, toners have it, masks have it, and some people will load their routine with chemical exfoliation and not realize it, and then they'll wonder why their skin is so red and irritated. That's why. The next mistake that I have to tell you guys about is over cleansing your skin. So I hear of some people cleansing their skin 4 to 8 times a day, and I'm just like, why? You really shouldn't need to cleanse your skin more than twice a day. Once in the morning, once at night. I don't know why you would need any more than that. It really just blows my mind when I hear people that are like, yeah, cleanse your skin 8 times a day, it works wonders. And I'm like, are you sure? But most people don't realize that cleansing is actually one of the most, if not the most, stripping process in our entire skincare routine. And so if you're over cleansing your skin, it's going to get really dry, really irritated. Sometimes that's why you produce so much oil. And so oily skin people a lot of the times are like, I just need to wash away all of this oil on my face. If you just cut back on your cleansing, you'll produce less oil. I promise. On the complete opposite side of that, I have not cleansing enough as the third mistake. This comes down to the people that don't want to wash their face at all, or just not well enough. And so what I mean by this is, if you wear a lot of makeup like I do, clearly I have a full face of makeup on right now, you need a double cleansing system at the end of the day. Even if you wear sunscreen, you should be using a double cleansing system at the end of the day. And if you're not wearing sunscreen, wear sunscreen. So that's the only issue that I had with not cleansing enough. Or I have an issue with not cleansing at all. You should wash your face at the end of the day just because there's dirt and bacteria and pollution that's built up on your skin throughout the day. But other than that, most people will not need to cleanse their skin more than twice a day. Some people actually only need to cleanse their skin once a day. So really, when it comes to cleansing, find what works for you. Going along with all of this, the fourth mistake that I have to mention to you guys is over-treating your skin. And this goes along with over-exfoliation, over-cleansing. Now we over over-treating. So when it comes to treatment products, serums, masks, things like that, a lot of those have very intense actives in them. And when I say actives, I mean retinol and chemical exfoliants and vitamin C and things like that. So those are all what we consider actives. And if you are piling actives on top of actives on top of actives on top of actives, you're going to overload your skin and it's not going to be fun for you. I see some skincare routines, especially on like Instagram and TikTok, that freak me out because people will go in with like 7 different masks in one night, and masks are formulated to be used once a week. And if you're using multiple masks throughout the week, that's fine. Just don't use 7 to 55 masks in one night because your skin's gonna drown. But when it comes to that, just separate those masks throughout the week. You know, use this mask on Monday, this mask on Wednesday, this mask on Friday, and you'll be fine. So the 5th mistake that I have for you guys is not wearing moisturizer. And this one, I really only see people with super oily skin not do this. But when it comes to moisturizing, it's very, very important in your skincare routine because that's what's going to replenish your skin with all the hydration that it needs. And it's really gonna offset the process of cleansing your skin because, like I said, cleansing is very, very harsh. It's very stripping to the skin. A lot of people with oily skin believe that they don't need to use a moisturizer because they have so much natural oil producing on their face. But a lot of people also don't realize that most of the time when oil production is so intense, it's because your skin is dehydrated and it wants a drink. So give your skin a drink and everything will be just peachy. Mistake number 6, and this is a big one, you guys. I have an entire video about this one. If you want to go watch it, I'll link it up in the cards and down below in the description box. But this one is not wearing sunscreen or not wearing enough sunscreen. And if you want to know what not wearing sunscreen does, go watch that video. But when it comes to not wearing enough sunscreen, I mean, a lot of people don't realize that sunscreen is very reliant on how much you're using. So some people will just go in with like a teeny tiny pea-sized amount and be like, I'm good, okay? No, you're not. So on a bottle, if you read the label of a sunscreen and it says you get SPF 50 from this sunscreen, if you're just going with like this much of sunscreen, you're probably getting like SPF 3. And I don't think that's what anybody wants on their skin. So make sure that you're applying a generous layer of sunscreen. I will have another video coming out eventually, I honestly don't know when, about my updated sunscreen favorites because the sunscreens that I mentioned in the video that I'm wanting you all to watch is not my favorites anymore. So wear sunscreen. Beauty mistake number 7 is thinking that everything is a blackhead. So you all know what those little like nose peel off strips look like that say they remove blackheads. They don't. So there is a big difference between blackheads, whiteheads, and sebaceous filaments. And what those pore strips are removing are your sebaceous filaments. And those are the little bumpy things that kind of texture your skin and build up, and they like poke out of your nose. Maybe you get some like up here. I know I get a few up there, but those are sebaceous filaments. Blackheads are a lot deeper in your pores, and it's going to take a lot more to get those out. So if you want to remove your blackheads, that's something that you would do an extraction by an esthetician or a dermatologist, or a salicylic acid cleanser works wonders. The next thing that I have to talk about is picking at your skin. And I know that this is way easier said than done, but stop picking at your skin, stop touching your face, quit it, okay? Because that is what's going to lead to post-inflammatory hyperpigmentation, which is those little dark marks that you get after a breakout. It's what's going to lead to future acne, and it's not great. And I think this is something that we all know and we all do, but try your best to not just like want to pop every pimple that you see, even if it's not really a pimple. So just try your best to stop doing that. The next thing is not washing makeup brushes and makeup tools in general. And this is something that I am terrible at, and I will admit it to you guys, I suck at it. But think about it. You use your makeup brushes and your beauty blenders and your eyelash curlers and things like that every single day if you wear makeup, most likely. And so you use your brushes, they're covered in product, they've been smeared all over your face, and then they're set there to collect dust overnight. And then you just smear dust all over your face the next day. So that's kind of gross when you think about it. I will admit I suck at washing my makeup brushes, but it is what it is. You should theoretically be washing your makeup brushes at least once a week. Anything that you use to apply liquids with, you should be washing every single time you use it. And as far as your eyelash curler, I don't know necessarily how to wash or clean that, but I just kind of like wipe off any residue when I see it, because think about that as well. If you have like a bunch of leftover makeup on your eyelash curler and then you're going in to curl your eyelashes with it again, that's how you get cysts and like pink eye, which is gross and not fun. Now, this one is something that I think many people are not going to think about, and that is putting castor oil on thin eyelashes, or just like sparse eyelashes. So we all know that castor oil is said to help grow your lashes, and I will say if you have thick lashes already, it would probably work great on you. What happens when you put them on thin, sparse lashes is it's so thick and heavy that it actually suffocates your lashes and it'll make them fall out. And so I know this from personal experience. So if you have very thin, sparse, not very many lashes, that's not something that you're going to want to do. Find a good lash serum or something that is formulated specifically to help your lashes grow that isn't castor oil, because it's something that if you just put straight cold pressed castor oil on your thin lashes, more than likely they're going to start falling out after about a month or two. Now this next one has to do with makeup application, and this is one that I struggled heavily with in about 7th grade. If anybody knew me in 7th grade, you know exactly what I'm talking about, and this is over applying your base makeup products, and by that I mean foundation, concealer, and powder. We all know what cake face looks like, and it's not cute. So that is how you obtain a cake face, and if that is what you are going for, to each their own. But if you just go in with like 4 pumps of a full coverage foundation, smear it all over your face with your hands, put a bunch of concealer over it, and then cake powder all over your face, it's not a cute look on most people. So quit doing that. Now this is the last mistake I have to talk to you guys about, and this is a big one in my opinion, and that is using a product based on its claims and not knowing what it does. So a lot of products will throw out huge claims. They're like, this will make you look perfect. This is a miracle in a jar. This one is anti-aging. This one reduces fine lines and wrinkles. This one will get rid of your acne. And so people look at those claims and they're like, oh yes, perfect, I'll take that one. And I'm not gonna lie, this is what I do with my hair care, because I don't know how hair care works. So maybe I should look into that. But when it comes to skincare and makeup, just looking at a product's claims without knowing what the ingredients do could potentially ruin your skin forever. Ever. So really research your ingredients. I know a majority of things that are targeted towards oily, acne-prone teenagers are formulated with such a high concentration of fragrance and denatured alcohol and witch hazel and tea tree and terrible ingredients that are just very overly stripping and not great for anybody that already has sensitized skin. So make sure that you know what the ingredients are going to do on your skin before you purchase that product, please. So that is all for this video today. That was the 12 most common skincare and makeup mistakes in my personal opinion. If you guys enjoyed this video, please give it a big thumbs up. If you liked this video and you would like to see my last one, you can go ahead and click right over here. And if you would like to subscribe to my channel, which I urge you all to do, you can go ahead and click right over here, and I will see you all in my next one. Bye!